Okay, after you.
Yeah, so I'm George Zimmermann. I'm the Vice President for Travel Michigan. We represent the state of Michigan here at WTM.
Okay, well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining Breaking Travel News. We're on to the third day of World Travel Market 2013 now. How's the show been for you this year?
You know, it's been great. The UK has always been a great market for us, for the Great Lakes region, and for Michigan in particular, so we're happy to be here.
How important is the UK as a market for the brand?
You know, it's our top international market after Canada. Obviously, Canada is a drive market for us. We're in the northern US. But as far as the overseas market, it's our top market.
Okay, you've got a lot of headlines making a lot of news this year. It's the sports tourism angle you've been quite keen to talk about, get that message out to the consumers and the trade here. Perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about that project.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so we are a Americana destination as far as sports. I mean, between our football teams, in our case the Detroit Lions, hockey, we've got the Detroit Red Wings, American baseball, I mean all of the sports events going on and sports games going on, that's a lot of our culture. Certainly for our big cities, and in our case in Detroit in particular, we are a sports city. In fact, there's a section of downtown Detroit that's called Hockey Town. So, you know, we're into it. So obviously to promote that part of our culture, and we know for the British audience, that's a part of Americana culture. And so we're certainly doing that with this new guide.
Excellent. You mentioned Detroit there. Next year is a big anniversary in the city. What's coming up?
Yeah, well, we are the Motor City, and it is a great anniversary for us. So it's the 50th anniversary next April of the introduction of the Ford Mustang. And you know, the Ford Mustang is this iconic American car. And I know even here, people kind of understand the Mustang and its kind of cultural significance, but certainly for us, it's huge. Ford Motor Company right there in Dearborn, Michigan, which is right adjacent to Detroit. And in fact, VIN number 1, the first Ford Mustang sold to a customer, is in the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn. So, and that museum is a fabulous place. It's actually, that museum started as Henry Ford's personal collection. It was things he wanted to collect about, not just about Ford Motor Company or even the auto industry, but about the American Industrial Revolution. And so when he found out that the Wright Brothers bicycle shop was going to be torn down in Dayton, Ohio, he went and bought it and moved it. And it's things like that. The limousine where President Kennedy was assassinated is now on display in that museum. So it just covers a lot of American history.
Detroit's already an established destination famous around the world, but there's a lot more on offer. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about some of the hidden gems of the state.
Absolutely. So, you know, one of our favorites is, and it's a little bit ironic given our Motor City culture, is a place called Mackinac Island. And so it's in the Straits of Mackinac where the northern part of Michigan, the upper part of Michigan and the lower part meet. There's a bridge there called the Mackinac Bridge that connects the two parts of our state. But there's also just east of that bridge, an island. It's about 8 miles around. And you take a ferry to get it there. It's called Mackinac Island. And when you get there, ironically, the island has never allowed automobiles. I mean, here we are, you know, motor capital of America, and yet one of our most famous destinations does not allow cars. So when you arrive there at the ferry dock to get your taxi to the hotel, well, that taxi will be a horse-drawn carriage. And it's a really great destination for, you know, because you don't have automobiles. There's a lot of people who rent bikes there. A lot of people bring their bikes over on the ferry. It's very kid-friendly, dog-friendly place. You've got everything from a 5-star resort hotel called Grand Hotel, which is this beautiful, old, magnificent wooden hotel. Just had their 125th anniversary last year. To smaller, more modest bed and breakfast, that kind of thing. So range of accommodations, but just great scenery.
Sounds like an exciting destination. Hopefully we'll come by one day and take a look. Thank you very much for speaking to us today. Thank you.
Yep, thanks very much.